Kia ora koutou, ko dia ho, haramai, thanks for joining us. We're here for Waipa District Library's Get Active program, and joining me tonight is a very special guest. She is two-time New Zealand Paralympian, and that is Caitlin Dore. Haramai, Katie, thanks for joining me. I'm glad you had the time out of your schedule to be able to talk to us tonight.
Oh no, I'm so excited. It's definitely been a long time since I've seen you, so it's great to
I know.
Do this.
And we should declare that I was once privileged to be able to take Caitlin for Javelin when she was a Year 9 student at St Andrews College. She's definitely come a long way since then, but I think we worked out that I've been coaching Caitlin for some 5 years until she left St Andrews, and certainly she wasn't in the Paralympic team then, but I'm very proud to say that I have coached someone who has gone on to become a Paralympian. So I'm very proud of that anyway. Let's start at the beginning, Katie. What made you choose athletics?
Oh, you know, as a kid, like any kid, if you're good at it, you just love it. And so I was pushed into doing, not pushed, that's probably the wrong word. I was encouraged in primary school to get involved in athletics day and go to the interclubs, the school's interclub and everything, and compete in the para athletic events. And at that time, I was the only kid at my school with a disability. So it was really an unknown for the teachers and also myself, but I went in and had a go. I was a kid that tried absolutely everything. So I was willing to try and just have fun with it, and I won everything. And as a kid, you always enjoy winning, so I kept going, and eventually, like, the love for the sport just developed. I tried every event, and yeah, it just kind of, my passion grew as I got older. But I always loved doing sport, and just finding something I was good at was an added bonus.
Yeah, and so we should explain that Caitlin does all three throws. She does specialise now, but we'll get on to that. So javelin, shot put, and discus. And for those who might not know, Katie, what is your disability and what category do you compete in?
Yeah, so I have cerebral palsy, so it affects the entire right side of my body with movement patterns and strength and overall mobility. And I compete in the F37 category when I throw javelin, shot put, discus. And yeah, we are all the same. We all have the same disability in our class, and it's great to be able to compete against people that have similar, like, well, same disability, but similar, like, symptoms or whatever you'd like to call it. It just makes it an even playing field, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, and so in Rio, you were able to compete in both shot put and javelin.
It was actually just javelin.
Oh, just javelin. Okay.
Yeah.
And now, well, going into Tokyo, you knew you wouldn't be able to compete in javelin. How did that kind of feel? Were you disappointed, or how does it feel having to specialise now in something like shot put?
As an athlete that specialises, it was very hard for me because javelin kind of was all I'd known. I did it for 5 years at St Andrews College with you, and I went to Dunedin and specialised in it, and I'd been training for it for a year and a half heading into Rio, and so it was kind of all I knew, and I kind of dropped off the other events. And it was really hard. It was a big transition, and luckily I kind of knew the background of how to throw a shot put and had the knowledge and had the past experience, so it wasn't that unnatural, but it was hard. It was something that I'd kind of revolved my whole life around, and then had to switch because of it not being in the next calendar. And the reason why it wasn't in the next calendar is because with para sport, due to the lack of participation in one event, they can pull events all the time. So I just didn't have the participation level javelin. So yes, switched to shot put. It was a long 5 years, which it turned out to be. And to be honest, when the switch happened, I never kind of thought I would make Tokyo because it was a whole rebuild phase. And so it was really exciting to get the call up, but also just kind of showed that I can do it. And it was amazing to come back within a cycle and be in a different event. It's like not really common for an athlete. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Do you still throw any javelin or discus down at the local club days?
I hate to disappoint you, but no. I did a bit of discus when I picked up the shot put, just to kind of have a bit of variety because I wasn't ready to fully switch to the shot put. But I retired there after 2019 World Champs. I didn't do so well over there, and I was like, I need to just specialize in one thing and put all my focus into one thing, otherwise it's not going to go well. So yeah, only doing shot put now, but I actually wouldn't change anything for the world. Like the whole journey that I've gone on, even though I loved javelin, I'm built way better as a shot putter, and shot putter has actually opened up so many more doors for me. So it's actually been a really kind of great journey for me to be on. I just didn't know it at the time when it got cancelled.
Yeah, and look, I mean, seeing you on screen on Tokyo, you looked like you were having the time of your life, and you looked so pumped and happy. How important is the love of your sport to your longevity in it and your success?
Look, if you didn't love it, you wouldn't be doing it. And I mean, I get up every day and I train 6 days a week. And if you don't have that love, like, it's really hard to get up and actually train. So and again, as I said earlier, Rio was almost a surprise for me because I had changed events within the cycle. So for me, it was all about just going out and doing what I love and having fun, because at the end of the day, like, I was planning on being there. I was hoping for it, but it was never a done deal. So to be there and to be out there with another Kiwi was just incredible. So just enjoying the moment and enjoying the little things for me is really important, because it's a long life and it's a long career if you don't love it and you don't have fun with it. Especially because, I mean, like any sport, it does kind of run your life, and as a high performance athlete, it definitely runs your life, and it's pretty much what your life revolves around for a very short time in your journey. So yeah, like, that's 100% why I do it, and I just like to make the most of every moment and have fun. Without fun, it just wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great philosophy to go by. Now, look, you mentioned competing alongside a fellow Kiwi. What is it like rubbing shoulders with the likes of Lisa Adams in competition? And on top of that, so second to that, what is it like having the likes of legends like Tom Walsh and Dame Valerie, also shot putters, and also who happen to be two of the biggest names in the sport?
Well, Lisa's my main competition, so there's a bit of beef. No, I'm kidding. We're really good friends, and for an athlete, especially a Paralympic athlete, to experience having another New Zealander out there with you, it was just phenomenal. It was amazing to be able to share the stage with her, because she is such an iconic and inspirational athlete. And I, like, to be fair, even though we're competitors, I look up to her every day. I look up to her sister. I was lucky enough to be able to train and work alongside Val when she did a stint in Christchurch before the games, and as well with Tom. We're now in the same squad, so I've spent a lot of time with both of them, which has been really good. But I mean, I'm just in awe of all of them. Like, even though when it comes down to the day, Lisa's my main competition, like, I have the utmost respect for her, and it was just fun. It was fun having another Kiwi out there. It just brings a whole new element to international competing.
Yeah. How different actually was Tokyo to Rio?
Very different. Well, considering what's going on in the world right now with the pandemic, not having crowds was definitely hard. I went from having a sold out stadium in Rio to virtually no one. But on the plus side, it was awesome because the New Zealanders in the stand, you could actually hear them screaming and yelling. So it was nice to kind of hear that support, because normally you wouldn't, because you normally just drown it out because there's so many people. But in the big scheme of things, it wasn't overly different. However, there was just like little aspects that just were not the same. It's like any games, they're never going to be the same. They're always going to be different experiences and completely different setups and completely different everything. But I think our athletics team did exceptionally well.
Absolutely.
We had a great team environment within our athletics bubble. Japan were amazing. They put on amazing games. And to be fair, I wouldn't change anything, even in the pandemic. Like it was pretty good. I was gutted with the outcome. Obviously, it wasn't what I wanted, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't change anything because it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, and every experience, I guess, is a learning experience anyway.
Yes.
And
yeah.
Now, so another Olympics down. Still young.
Yes.
What comes next?
Oh, that's $1 million question at the moment for every athlete after the games, isn't it? I have actually signed up for Paris. I well, not signed up. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, but I've committed to another 3 years of training to try and get to Paris.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's a shorter time frame this time, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, I did weigh up the odds. I mean, I've been in the sport for at least 13 years now, and it's a long time to kind of dedicate your life to, and being on the international stage for 7 years is also very taxing on the body. So I did weigh up not doing it, but I just wasn't happy with the outcome that I had in Tokyo, and I know I'm capable of so much more. And as you said, I'm only 25, so I've definitely got a lot of time on my hands. And yeah, I'm just excited to see where the shot put journey can take me, and I know that I'm just so capable of so much more. So I'm just gonna dig it in for another 3 years. As you said, it's a very short turnaround, and I've got world champs in between as well, so it's going to be very quick. And yeah, we'll just see how we go.
Where are world champs?
So next year we have 2022 world champs in Kobe, so they're actually back in Japan.
Oh, right.
So hopefully, I'm praying that the world's a little bit more back to normal, but you know, can't hope for much these days. And then we actually don't know where the 2023 ones will be yet, but I do have 2 major internationals between now and Paris, so it will keep me going. And yeah, as the last 5 years have kind of shown me, even with that year that we were meant to have the games and didn't, it showed me that I can just really push through anything. So these next 3 years are just going to be a breeze. Well, I'm hoping.
Well, we definitely wish you all the best.
Thank you.
So look, just before we go, what advice would you have for anyone of any ability or age who want to take up something new and just give it a go?
I think you just said it, like, just give everything a go. I think that's the one thing I learned in life, and that's one thing my parents really drilled into me, is just give everything a go, even if you don't like it, and you'll always kind of find something that you did like that you do like. And like me, like, I tried every sport as a kid, and I just so happened to like athletics, and it's where the journey's kind of started from. And so give everything a go and just don't give up, because there's always something better and there's always opportunities, and you just might not know they're there yet, but just don't give up, because you never know where your own journey or your own sport or anything can take you. So yeah.
Oh, well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure, Katie, and it's lovely to see you as always. So from us, thank you for your time and good luck for the future.
Thank you so much.
Ka kite.
See you later.